Bagamat ang misa natin ay English, mas gusto ko po na ang pagpapaliwanag ng salita ng Diyos ay sa Tagalog kahit na merong mga banyaga na nandito. Pero mas marami ang Pinoy. Sa unang salta ng ating pagninilay ay laging ang paglalagom, munting summary ng ating tatlong pagbasa na medyo maikli. Sa unang pagbasa mula sa Aklat ng Kawikaan, ito'y isang paanyaya sa handaan. Come, eat of my food, and drink of the wine that I have mixed for you. It is at bottom an invitation, a warm one, an invitation that is almost like as if you will miss half of your life or all of your life if you don't attend. Sa ikalawang pagbasa ho, sulat ni Pablo sa mga taga-Efeso, sinabi niya, watch carefully how you live and be not like the fools, but be wise men and women. And he defined what being wise is, being filled with the Spirit, not being filled with wine and alcohol or with other earthly spirits, but being filled with the Spirit of God. In the third reading, then, we have a continuation of what we heard over the past 2 Sundays from the 6th chapter of John. And the Lord repeats the declaration that He said already last week, I am the living bread that came down from heaven. So kung titingnan po natin yung pahimakas sa unang pagbasa, yung coming soon, kumbaga, yung teaser, in the words now of bloggers, the teaser of the book of Proverbs is fulfilled in the book of the Gospel of St. John. Come, eat of my food, drink of the wine that I mixed for you. And the Lord said, the wine that is being poured out for you and for the remission of sins is my blood. The flesh that will be given up for you is my body. Yan po ang itinatanghal ng tatlong pagbasa. Ngayon ho, ating itanghal ko ano naman ang kalalagayan natin, ang ating katatayuan, ang human horizon, ang kinalalagyan natin ngayon. Ano ang realidad ngayon at dito? Sabi nila, kung ikaw ay may 64 pesos, you're not food poor. I disagree. Bakit? Kung ikaw ay may 64 pesos, ang ibig sabihin niya ng ulam mo ay Lucky Me. Araw-araw, sa umaga, sa tanghali, sa gabi. Kung maswerte ka, may munggo. Kung maswerte ka, may konting hibe. O haluan mo ng konting tuyo. But 21 pesos means we are really poor. And that includes me. Why? Because even if I honestly can afford it, I don't go running to eat in fast food centers. One, it's not healthy. Puro asin, puro mantika. Second, paliit ng paliit yung Jollibee. Hindi nga nagmamahal, pero napansin niyo ba yung kanin, isang kagat na lamang, isang subo na lamang. Di ba? Yung breakfast na tawag dito, na corned beef ay parang bagoong. Nagbayad ka ng, hindi ko alam kung magkano yun. We are really food poor. I don't go running towards this madumi yung nandun, mas malinis yung nasa iba. I just came from Maasin and I realized that Maasin is slowly getting economically developed. And I will have to give credit to whom credit is due. It's due to the church. The church in Maasin, the Diocese of Maasin, is very instrumental in the development of the city of Maasin. Hands down, the church wins. Kahit hindi ito binibigyan pansin ng mga kinaukulan, ng mga dynasty, ng mga family dynasty. So they just want pogos. Sila lang kumikita dyan, hindi ang bayan. Anyway, meron ng Boss Coffee, binuksan noong August 15. Ako ang unang customer nung umaga. Kaya tuwan-tuwa ako kasi, alam nyo, isa sa aking I also have some bisyo. Ang bisyo ko ho ay hindi po alak. Ang bisyo ko ho ay kape. Pag hindi ho ako nakapagkape, mainit ang ulo ko. Kaya ngayon nagkape na ako kaya hindi ako mainit ang ulo. Okay? Kaya una kong pinuntahan ay ang Bose Coffee. Ang bukas ay alas 7 pa. Meron pang mga finishing touches, may nagpipintura pa. Meron pang gumagawa ng kung ano, nagkukumpuni pa. Pagdating ng mga 7:20, ayan na, meron na, pwede na. Kape lang naman ang gusto ko, ayaw ko ng mga matatamis at bawal sa aking relihiyon ang matatamis. Okay. Ngayon ho, food poor, we are food poor. Contrary to declarations from people up there. Chicken Joy, paliit ng paliit, palaki ng palaki yung buto. Sabi ng mga Amerikano, pagka pupunta sila rito sa Pilipinas, napapansin na sa manok natin, napakalalaki ng buto. Sa Amerika, ang pata, yung drumstick, ay maliliit ang mga buto. Sa Pilipinas, puro buto. Pati manok natutunan ng fake news. Kasi ang kultura natin ay fake news. Yan. Fast food restos are expanding. Padami ng padami ang Jollibee. But your rice ball is shrinking. That's the reality. I'm not taking pot shots against Tony Ang Kak Tiong. I'm just stating reality that I hear from people, that I see in social media. Ang ikalawa pong katotohanan sa buhay natin, sabi ni Pablo sa mga taga-Epeso, bantayan niyong mabuti kung paano kayo nabubuhay. Pero ano ang binapanood natin? Watch carefully how you live. But we watch fake videos. Kumita na yung mga fake vloggers na dinukal yung mga posting ni Angelica Yulo noong 1 taon at ginawang parang current. Pinagsabong yung mag-ina. Yung problema ng mag-ina ni Kaloy at ng kanyang nanay, problema nila yon, pero hindi pinagsabong ng social media influencers. Mga sinungaling na mga vloggers na ginawang teleserye ang buhay ng may buhay. At ang Pilipinas ngayon ay hati sa dalawang kampo. Yung mga boomers, ang tawag ng mga Gen Z ay mga boomers. Hate na hate nila ang mga boomers. That means many of us here. I'm a baby boomer. Galit sila sa mga boomers. Bakit? Kasi kampi sila kay yung Australiana. Nakalahat na Australianang hilaw. Kalimutan ko pa nga, Chloe. Kaya hate na hate nila mga boomers kasi kampi sila doon sa kapwa nila digital native. Watch carefully how you live. We watch fake news. And the Africans believe Putin. And the fake false narratives of Putin. And the North Koreans see only what Kim Jong-un is saying because bawal manood ng mga South Korean telenovelas. Bawal manood ng K-pop. Bawal magkaroon man lamang ng flash drive na may lamang programa galing South Korea. They see only lies. They see only propaganda. Watch carefully how we live. Not how Angelica Yulo lives. Problema niya yun. Kung may problema siya sa kanyang anak, problema nilang dalawa yun. Wag na natin silang pagsabungin. Hindi teleserye ang buhay nila. Sa panahon natin, isang bagay na nakikita ko lagi sa TikTok at sa social media, sa Facebook, sa WhatsApp at sa X, true that, bukod sa alam na this, ang mga bata ngayon nag-iimbento ng English na tinagalog, true that, tama yun, tama yun. Ngayon ang mga Pilipino kung mag-English, ang magtagalog, ang problema is, anong nangyari sa I? Ang problema is because hindi sila nag-uusap. Pwede bang sabihin na lang ang problema ay hindi sila nag-uusap? Ngayon ang mga, pati matatanda, ang problema is the parish priest. Wow, English at Tagalog. True that, yan ang wokeism ngayon. Kaya ang mga Gen Z, pagka may posting ang Gen Z, digital millennial against boomers, true that. The whole Philippines is now divided between the woke digital natives and the boomers, the thunders. I hate to admit it, but I'm one of you. But I read. I have a doctorate and I'm still studying. I'm still teaching. I've been teaching for 48 years. Nahahati ang Pilipinas sa mga bitter, ang tawag ng mga digital natives sa mga thunders na kampi kay Angelica ay mga bitter. mapait, mga pinaglihisa ang palaya kasi naiinggit kay Chloe o kung sino man, o kaya mga inggitero. Ngayon, ano ang good news para sa atin? What is true? Ano ang true that para sa atin? We are called Chitius, Altius, Fortius. We are called to rise faster, higher, and stronger. The motto of the Olympics invented or suggested by a Dominican priest many, many years ago. The good news is that we are called to rise up higher, ascende superius. Come on up to a higher place, friends. Come on up to a higher place. We are called to nobility. We are called to quiet greatness. We are called to celebrate the 2 medals at hindi ang pag-awayin ng mag-ina at pag-usapan mag-imbento ng mga memes. At meron pa nag-imbento ng mga picture ni Angelica na nag-i-enjoy, may hawak na wine glass, nakaupo, pinaltan yung mukha. Ang daling gawin yan sa mga magic ng digital apps. Naka-de-quattro, nag-imbento ng kwento, pinag-away yung mag-ina. Problema nila na ginawang problema ng buong Pilipinas. Hindi pa tayo nagdiriwang sa kanyang 2 medalya. Ang pinag-usapan ay yung beater at yung thunder at yung boomer. We are really food poor, literally and figuratively. We are food poor if we don't understand the Eucharist. We are food poor if we come to Mass Sunday in and after the communion you already go out before the final blessing. We are food poor if you don't know what it means to celebrate the Eucharist, that it has a beginning. It does not begin during the homily. It begins during the entrance song. And it has an ending, and it ends after the recessional hymn. We are food poor, yes, but we are called to fullness. We are called to truth. We are called to look beyond the bread that we eat. What is today's greatest truth? Look beyond. It was a song many, many years ago when I was a student, 19 years old. Look beyond the bread you eat. Nobody sings this anymore, but when the middle-aged people here were young people, they were the young people during our times, they were singing it Sunday in and Sunday out. Look beyond the bread you eat. That means what you receive is no longer bread. It is the body and blood of Christ. Look beyond the bread that is earthly. Look beyond everything, even beyond pain, even beyond the reality that we are a very corrupt country. At binenta sa mga Tsekwa, kaya puro Pogo, 613 plus ang Pogos. At sino ang nakikinabang? Hindi kayo, hindi tayo. Ang nakikinabang yung mga family dynasties na kayang magbenta ng island sa Cavite, kayang magbenta ng bahagi ng Porac at ng iba pang bayan sa buong Pilipinas, kayang tumakbo 3 magkakapatid miyembro ng pamilya na tatakbo bilang senador. Sino nagbabayad sa kanila? Your guess is as good as mine. Look beyond the reality that we have. We are a disunited people. Our world is in shambles. Our world, we are facing an ecological disaster in our lifetime. We are using the resources of 1.5 planets, and we have only 1 planet, that is Earth. But we are using the resources of 1.5 planets. Look beyond the problems, and what is the greatest truth? Taste and see the goodness of the Lord. Through that, no other truth matters.